Make yourselves at home, and we're proud to be able to host you guys and all the future tournaments coming up. Good luck, and hope you all enjoy your stay here. If you need anything, don't be bashful. Tell us, and we'll see what we can do to accommodate. We've completed 2 new lakes, which
Hey, I'm headed to Louisiana, down around Baton Rouge, a little further actually, and going to Grosse Savanne. I'm gonna meet up with Hall of Fame football player Jackie Smith, professional bass fisherman Mike Iaconelli, lake designer Doug Miller, Keaton, Morgan, the whole Hobie gang, and we're gonna do a little kayak fishing at Grosse Savanne, Louisiana. It's gonna be an awesome time. You stay with me. We're gonna catch a fish while we're pedaling. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that I just had a little baptismal service. My first rollover in the kayak, but it's a 90-mile-an-hour wind. I came out of the cut and I was gonna race the power boat that the camera's in, and I got up about 140 miles an hour and the breeze caught me and airlifted me and I flipped end over end. It was an awful sight, but I survived it. Just a little bit wet, but we're gonna continue. Let the winds blow, let cold winds blow, let the cold wind blow, let the cold wind blow. Throw an old swim jig with a pit boss on it. Should work. Should work, but there he is. Hello, my buddy. Skinny rascal. A skinny rascal. I tell you, that wind is more than it appears to be because we're protecting these canals, but you get your little swim jig up above the sawgrass, that wind will carry it. Well, I get so many questions. Out of everything I've done, I get more questions about kayak fishing. There's people that describe themselves as kayak fishermen. There's people that describe themselves as tournament fishermen, weekend fishermen, fly fishermen. There's people that have all types of descriptions on their identity in fishing, and I'm just a fisherman. Nothing more or nothing less. I love to fish, and any way I can catch a fish, I like it. So for me, a kayak is the same tool as a Ranger boat. It gives me access to fish that otherwise I would not have access to. You like that old pit boss, didn't you? So kayak fishing is cool, period. Not because it's kayak fishing, because it's fishing. And I can access water that I probably can't ever access in my Ranger. I go in rapids, I go in rivers, I go in ponds. I go all sorts of places that I don't have access normally. It's different, and I love to catch fish. And if I can get to them and catch them out of a kayak, I'm going. Get my little swim jig. Finding the little fish. That swim jig and that pit boss normally catches big fish. We are not catching anything but male bass. We got to keep hunting. Today is my first day on the water at Grosse Savanne since a year ago. And where I caught them a year ago so incredibly good, it's 3-foot waves in there right now. And I didn't want to go in the big lake. So I just thought I might find me a little quiet, protected canal. Work that swim jig down the edge of the canal and fish some of these cuts. We're catching a few fish, but nothing like this body of water can produce a lot of great fish. So we hadn't found them. So we just started our little treasure hunt. And so far we hadn't been real productive. Oh, better fish in the cut. Oh, he came off. Trying to get him around the other side of the boat where you could see him, he came off. But a better fish, that's a good sign, right in the old cut. I have people that say, give me one reason I need to kayak fish. Well, I can give you a whole lot more than one. One, it's very, very affordable. Two, you can access water that you can't get to any other way. Three, it's real mobile. You can get an inflatable Hobie and put it in the trunk of your automobile, and you can almost carry it with anything and go anywhere. So there's a whole lot of benefits to be able to kayak fish. Teenagers, hey, man, it's a very affordable way to start. High school fishing's been getting really, really, really popular. A lot of these kids don't have access to water, and all they can do is walk the shoreline. They can't ever get out into the lake or the river and fish, so a kayak's very affordable and can get the job done. So there are a lot of great reasons to own a kayak. A lot of great reasons to be a kayak fisherman, to be a bass fisherman in general, to be a pan fisherman. It doesn't really matter what species you're fishing for. It's to be able to access the water to catch the fish that you're looking for. And a kayak provides that, and for me, it's great exercise. And it's just a different experience than a powerboat, complete different experience. I don't say it replaces it. I don't pit one against the other. I don't know why people try to put me in that position. I just love to fish both ways. And it's a change of pace. It's something different. So I really think if there's any way possible you can experiment, no matter what kind of fishing you like to do, try kayak fishing. It is a hoot. You know, I've been doing this for a lot of years, and there's one tip to making this show successful. And that tip is patience, patience, patience. You know, a young doctor, he wants more patience. And that's what I want, and that's what it takes where he's supposed to be. When you set the hook on that fish, it is really, really important to stay in control. I have people that I watch them and they set the hook so hard they get out of position, and then they're fighting to catch up, and then that fish has got leverage on them and they're out of control. So when you set the hook on that fish, it is really, really important to stay in control. Patience, patience. You need to be able to manhandle that fish. So you need a rod with good, strong backbone. But really, you know, truthfully,
and we lost audio.
It's a demonstration that I felt necessary for the content of the show and to benefit you, the viewer.
Reality TV.
Reality TV.
Hank Parker style.
And everything is good. A little bit damp, but my spirits are dry.
Hank's Show is brought to you in part by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Mercury Marine, go boldly.
This 180 MirageDrive, Hobie has always had the MirageDrive, which has blown my mind. We said if you could ever come up with a way to have reverse, you'd win the world. Man, they've got it, and the cool thing, you just pull that little button and you can back up just like you can go forward. Same speed, then just pull it and go right back forward. Amazing. You know, my outboard's got a propeller on it, and I can go 70 miles an hour frontwards, but I can only do 2 miles an hour backwards. With this 180 drive on this MirageDrive, on this Hobie, I can go fast forward, and I can go just as fast backwards, same speed. Crazy. Man, I love this thing. It's my first day using the 180, and I absolutely love it. Get on the right side of the boat, boy. Get in the boat. This boat rocks, I'm gonna just tell you. Pro angler with the 180 drive is awesome. Now, in the old days, I'd be in a little bit of a bind here and have to get out my paddle. But today, because I got the new Mirage 180, I can just back right up.
This portion of Hank's Show is brought to you by Berkeley. Catch more fish. Yeti coolers, built for the wild.
Well, I tell you, I was so excited about getting back to Grosse Savanne. It is such a cool place, man, and well thought out. Grosse Savanne is an awesome place. They're now building a series of new lakes that are going to be open within a year or two. And so you'll be able to go down and fish a multitude of lakes. And Miller Lake that we fish, it is an impoundment that is man-made that honestly fishes like a natural bayou. If you've not fished in a lot of lakes that get fished every day, it's hard to catch fish when you get in those situations. But in a bayou, it's tidal control many times, and those fish come and go, and they move and they change. And so it makes them easier to catch with fishing pressure. Well, this man-made bayou fishes like a normal, natural bayou. It's not tidal control, but yet it does fluctuate quite a bit. And for whatever reason, these fish tend to move and reposition. Where you caught them today doesn't necessarily mean you're going to catch them tomorrow. They're on the move. And as a result of that, you catch them day in and day out, and different people fishing. So Miller Lake is very unusual, but this trip, man, the wind is unbelievable. I just can't catch a break on this wind. So we didn't catch as many fish as I did last year, but that's part of dealing with nature and the conditions. You cannot control the weather. All you can do is deal with the weather. I got a bass and a cattail. I didn't know what I had a hold of. A bass and a cattail. Hello, buddy. How you doing? Let me tell you guys and girls and boys, gentlemen and ladies, I really felt like a swimming jig was going to be the ticket. And I like a swimming jig when I'm trying to control a bait in 2 foot, 3 foot of water. But in 18 inches of water and a lot of grass, it's hard to beat the old Texas rig. So I've put on a little 1/8 ounce, actually I got a 3/16 ounce, little weight, and a new Berkeley hook, and a pit boss, and I'm getting as many bites swimming it. I like to swim it and drop it. Rance tells me that the guys that caught them good last week caught them really good just swimming it, and they hit it right under the surface. Most of my bites have been hitting it when I swim it out there and drop it, because that's what I'm doing. If I kept swimming it, they'd probably hit it as well, but I don't know. In my little pea brain, I always think you can catch a bigger fish. If that great big fish is down there watching, he won't chase as hard as maybe a smaller fish. So I like to swim it out there and drop it.
Hank's Show is made possible in part by Luz. Feel the difference. And by Minn Kota. Soft Science. Solar Bat. And Talon.
Hello, my buddy. Hello, my buddy. Hello, my buddy. You know, Hobie has had the MirageDrive ever since I started using them, and that's what's been so incredible. But to be able to back up at the same speed that you can go forward, I figured somebody'd catch me while I was doing that. It's all right. But to be able to back up at the same speed is pretty incredible. This old pit boss I've talked about today. Let me tell you what I started out doing today. We started out, this whole trip has been about fishing with different Hobies, the Outback, the new Revolution. There's a lot of different models. This is still my favorite. This is, to me, the serious fishing model of pro angler. This thing is unbelievable. And when they added, all you do is pull these little cords. You have a red one for reverse and a green one for forward. And you just pull these little cords and you go forward or you go in reverse. So it's pretty amazing how well it works. But let me tell you what I did this morning. I started out thinking that it was going to be a swim jig with pit balls. And I caught a lot of those yesterday when we were just fooling around with the new Revolution Hobie. Lots of wind, guys, lots and lots of wind. The winds are blowing, girls and boys. We're at the time of year that the grass is really starting to grow. So you got a lot of grass to deal with. That swim jig I started off this morning, and I just dropped the jig and went straight to the pit balls and swam it, and just swim it along top of that grass and drop it. We've caught an awful lot of fish. We're about to wrap our day up. I thought maybe then I could transition as the day got bright and get out there and use that new Berkeley lipless hog bait. But it's just so much wind, it just makes it so much work. It wasn't any fun, and I like to have fun. And these Hobies are a blast, so I decided to have fun. So I came back in here, and I'm gonna finish up in here in this shallow water, fishing this pit boss around these reeds and grass. And the way I've done it is just a little Texas rig, 3/16 ounce weight, just swimming over the top of the grass, dropping it. And it's worked really well. And I've used 5 or 6 different colors, and I don't think color really makes a lot of difference. Anything green pumpkin works good anytime and all the time. But it's been a different show for us. We've got lots of different pros down and trying out the boats, and everybody's having a big time. So I've really enjoyed being here. Grosse Savanne is a magic place, how awesome it has been. So we're gonna finish up right here. Kayak fishing has come a long way, man. I've been doing this for about 15 years now. It seems like it's been a big part of my life. And all the innovation, man, the changes they've done, and they never quit improving on that boat. And now we've got reverse. You just pull the little handle and you've got reverse on your pedals. How crazy is that? I mean, it is just awesome. Grosse Savanne still in great shape. It wasn't quite as good for us this year, but we had a lot of weather. The wind, God, we could not get that wind to quit blowing. So we faced a lot of opposition with the weather. We had a front blow through, 25, 30 mile an hour winds, and then open water always makes it a challenge. But all in all, I had a ball, and we caught a lot of fish. It was a good time. Got to fellowship with some great guys, got great food. Grosse Savanne, what a place. Let me give a thumbs up to Grosse Savanne and all the guys with Hobie. Fun to hang out with. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for being with me. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
And don't forget to visit us at hankparker.com, the place for tips, giveaways, and more.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at? Gone fishing.